What's up, Saab fans around the world, and welcome back to another video. So I thought it's update time and I have something to celebrate in this episode. We recently reached 15,000 subscribers on the channel, which is for me mind-blowing and just amazing. I'm so happy for all of you guys' support through the years and the growth of the channel, so it continues to get bigger as we go along, and that's part of the reason why I do this. Of course I do this because I enjoy it and I think this is one of the most fun things you can do in the entire world. Otherwise I wouldn't have done it, but this is really special. So to celebrate the 15,000 subscribers, I would really have loved to just start the car, but unfortunately I can't. So let me explain why. So from the last video, if you are a subscriber of the channel and follow me on social media, you will notice that the sunroof is tilted and not fully opened. That means we have power to the car, which is very neat and really amazing. So since the last episode I have done some modifications. So the entire trunk is done, everything is fully welded, fully sealed and also painted. So I think it came out pretty nice. So everything's set in black, and you can see the battery. I chose to go with a bigger battery than normal on a 9.5. And I built this carrier so the battery really won't go anywhere. This is welded in and this is tied in with metal bands, so it really won't go anywhere. And this is the Anaconda big cable power supply that goes to the front. So this is a 150 amp fuse, which I got very close to the battery. And the fuel pump is connected, so I have installed an AEM 340 liter per hour fuel pump that supports E85, and I got that from my friend Daniel from Germany. Thanks a lot for that. And he has also supported me with other AEM stuff, which we will see later on. But the trunk is done. The fuel tank is also installed with some new tank bands, what you call them, straps. So these are from Opel Omega, but they have been modified to fit my car, and the tank sits really sturdy. I also installed one of the inner liners in the rear to see that everything fits, and it works out just as if it was a stock car, which is super nice, and that's really what I'm going for. All of the fuel lines and battery lines has been attached up to the car. These cables hanging down is for the ABS sensor, which is something I will tackle a little bit later. But for now everything looks good. This is the other AEM stuff that Daniel supported me with. So this is an wideband lambda AEM. This is a really good one. I had this on my Monte Carlo yellow build. And the unfortunate news, or I should just continue with what has been done. So here you can see where the battery attaches to another 150 amp fuse. So this is the line that goes from the trunk, the power supply, then it split up into two lines, one for the starter and the generator, and one that goes for some other fuses. So I have started off with a downpipe, so we will do this build in 2 steps. So the first step will be the registration step. So then we will aim for 400 horsepower and around 650 newton meters of torque. That will be the basic setting and what the car will be approved for and street legal for. So in the beginning we will do a 3-inch downpipe. Here is the first O2 sensor. Then the next part is for the wideband lambda. And we will just not run the second O2 sensor, it will be good without it. So this has been fully welded until the transmission, but the wastegate is not welded at all, it's just taped in and mocked up, so I will see how it will be looking. Then in the second step of this build, when we will go full send, I will do another modification to this, which will make the car breathe more freely and it will scream, but that will be a later one. So right now everything is basically mocked up. I have filled up with water and I have filled up with oil, and the problem got when I started to fill up the oil, because after a few minutes it started to drip underneath the car. So if you look here, we don't have any oil pan right now, so I have to remove that. And the reason being, if you have followed the build, you will notice that I built my own oil pan, and it had like 2 different additions to it, or what you should call, where we will keep more oil. When I installed the oil pan, I lifted it into the engine. Then I was supposed to install the steering rack and everything, and I noticed that it didn't fit. So I deleted this part right here. I welded it underneath the car, so not the best of welding positions. I also had to take out some of the material right here to be able to fit everything. And I also added this for the crankcase ventilation, so the oil has somewhere to return. And in all of these 3 places where I had welded underneath the car, it started to leak, and so I had to remove it. And I started to weld, and I have done some testing with water to see if it leaks, and unfortunately it does in some places, and then the welding gas got empty. So I'm waiting for some new welding gas, then I could proceed with this. But I was this close to be able to start the car, because as I said, we have power, everything is bolted in. This is not like mandatory for the car to start. All of the fuel lines, the electrical part, which is the part I don't like, but it's done. And the magnetic valve has been changed and relocated here. So all of these lines are connected. There is so much that goes into this build. But I also found out when the gas was out and I didn't have anything to do, I started to make some adjustments to this piping right here. It was sitting the other way around, so it would interfere with the bumper a lot. You can see where I have cut out for the piping to fit, but I switched ways on this silicone hose. So now I have to adjust this so it will sit up in here instead, so it won't interfere here, and that will be so much cleaner look when everything is installed, because then I will have a full black net. Same goes for the middle, a full black net right here, so everything will look a lot more solid. So I have to add a little bit of glass fiber, but that's the way it goes. You do a little bit, then you have to rethink it, redo it, and I will not stress this build. Of course I want it done as fast as possible, but you can't really stress when you don't have gas for the welder. You are like stuck. So during this week I will get some more from my friendly neighbor who owns Maskinteknik in Kalmar, who supports me with the gas, which is amazing. So thanks a lot for that. And of course all of the other companies supporting the build without it, like friends, family, the companies supporting the build, everyone making it happen. It's just up to these small little details and then it will be done. It will be done as far as starting at least. Then we will see if it drives, and there are so many things that are exciting about this car. For example, will the gearbox work? I know it goes into gear, but will it really run? Because I bought the gearbox used. So we will see, but we have power. Everything is in place. We just need to fix a few of the leaks, and then it will be good to go. So I'm really excited about that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and also thanks so much for 15,000 subscribers, really amazing. Keep subscribing, give the video a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.